When I did design technology at school, I built a sundial. So when I found out that Adams Grammar School in Shropshire were building bicycles in their lessons, I jumped at the chance to come and find out some more. Last time I visited, they promised to build me my very own bicycle to race at the Red Hook Crit this summer. I'm here today to check in on the project and see how my bike is getting on.
I was at a point in my career when I was successful as a teacher, but I was looking to do possibly other things. You kind of plateau in teaching a little bit. Outside of the classroom, I started to frame build myself and taught myself how to do it. We were lucky that I had another member of staff who was deputy head at the time, who was keen for us to do something different with the department and took a leap of faith, a big risk. He asked me, we need to do something different with the department, what would you like to do? And I said, I want to build bikes. I think we can do it.
What have we got here, Cara?
So basically, after you sent over what kind of thing you liked, we made some mood boards, and from those we got these bike designs.
Yeah, they're looking absolutely amazing. I'm definitely feeling these two here.
These two, okay.
Wicked.
So how are you feeling about the lug design? I mean, obviously these bikes don't have that kind of more complex one over there.
Like, I love the concept that you've created something so out there, and it's with the skyline of the city, so it's like, it's really personal and it's got a story behind it. So it'd be great if you could do something with that skyline. So if we could do something with that where it shows the colour popping through.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Then I'd love to go for something like this.
Perfect, okay, that's great.
What I realised was that actually the bicycle has everything in it in terms of what we teach in design technology. And then from there, what we're doing is retaining the actual practical skills. The beauty about the bike project was that in a time where you could possibly be threatened that with all the technologies that you'd lose some of these traditional skills, these skills became really, really important to us. And at a time where actually we were looking possibly at financial problems within our department, it went the other way, and now we're in a situation where we have a successful, thriving department because we've got basically a real strong practical base of frame building.
So I've just chosen my designs now and I've been measured up. What do we need to do to take it to the next stage?
So we take the measurements that we took a few minutes ago and we put it into some software which gives us the length of the tubes and the basic geometry of the bike. And then we input it into our BikeRadar software.
Like, it suggests the right geometry for you?
Yeah, pretty much. But then we have to look at it and adjust it to make sure the angles are fit properly.
You've got my automated numbers in here. What head angle are we going to choose?
I think we should go for a 74-degree head angle because it's better for a racing bike. And then we also have to put in your top tube length, which is to your dimensions, so it's a bit shorter.
So this here is the perfect geometry for my bike?
Yeah.
Awesome.
When you frame build, you can have a very nice jig which you will set up, but when you've got a lesson of an hour long, you've got to think about, well, how can you do it quickly and make progress quickly? So you have to break the task down to very small opportunities, and you teach it in that way and you build it up step by step in that way.
I've got bespoke graphics. The angles have been decided just for me.
Yep.
How are you going about making the bespoke lugs?
I'm using this 3D software called Creo, and it basically allows me to adjust everything I need, and then once I've got these basic ideas, which I'd written up before we got your exact measurements, now I've got your exact measurements, I can adjust it like I need, and then using this basic sort of shell, I can add the ideas, so the lugs you actually chose, the whole AG thing, I can add that on at a later stage.
Okay, so it's like bringing in the maths and then adding the creativity.
Yeah.
So you've got both parts of that going on here. Okay, and how do we make the prototype?
Well, we've got the 3D printers in plastic just over there, and they've been printing this one throughout today. So
the first draft's being printed as we speak?
Yeah.
We all know how popular cycling is now, and to be able to bring in not just a new sport, but a sense of a life skill of cycling by a student building their own bike, taking that off to university and beyond, and that legacy that we're giving that individual, I think, is a tremendous one. And probably as important as the skills themselves that we teach.
George, we're now in the workshop. It's starting to feel really real. Talk me through the actual build of the bike.
Well, the build's sort of long-winded, but it's really quite simple. You start off with the bottom bracket to seat tube stage, and the first stage of that is this is your actual tubing. You just need
The actual one that I'm going to be using on my bike.
The one you're going to be using, yeah. We shaped this morning. It's all about just shaping it around the interior of this lug so that nothing will bash on all the other tubes. Once it's in, you just have to keep adjusting it. And you move on to the down tube to head tube joint, which is it's a slightly different lug.
And this is where the custom shapes are going to start coming in?
This is, yes, we're going to be designing our own lugs. So yeah, they just slot together into the new lugs and braze it up, stick it together, and it's that simple. And then it's all about the top tube to finish it off. But it all stems from having the right design in the first place. You can see it's all planned out with the angles, and you've got to make sure they all match. And once you do that, you move on to the rear triangle, which is, again, this is a bit more complicated. You've got to make sure everything's central, else your bike will wobble down the road. And everything's got to be neatly arranged, all the same length, else again it'll all just be wonky because it's all based around the back wheel. In terms of actual hours, it doesn't take more than about sort of maybe 80 man hours. It's just all about you've got to allow time for things to cool and things to clean up. And it's like long-winded but very, very simple.
We're looking to work with other schools and looking to see how we can do it. And we would welcome the support of other large companies in terms of the components and parts that we need. It's been tremendous so far, and I think we've just scratched the surface in terms of where we can perhaps go with this, with additional support in the future, certainly.
So the bike is shaping up and looking great. I've done my bit, and now I'm leaving it in the capable hands of the students of Adams Grammar to get it ready for me in time to race the Red Hook Crit. I can't wait.